Hello, Lushka. Thank you so much for your willingness to leave me a video testimonial for our session, a deep dive intensive. Can we start by you introducing yourself?
I'm Lushka. I'm a business owner. I have my own skin and microblading clinic.
What was the main reason why you booked that intensive? What was happening then?
Just generally stressed and overwhelmed and things that have been building up over the years of being a business owner and just general life, yeah.
Okay. And how specifically was that a problem for you?
So it's a problem because obviously no one wants to be stressed and overwhelmed. You just can't live your day-to-day life like that. I have tried other things in the past, but not everything helps long term, or you still need to keep up with things anyway. But yeah, just like overworking and things, not being able to relax, always feeling like I should be doing something on my business, feeling guilty for not doing so, not being able to sleep very well. It's just everyone needs a bit of peace.
How long did you have this problem for?
Years. I'm trying to think. Over a decade.
Wow.
Just slowly building up over the years.
Okay. And how soon after the intensive did you start experiencing benefits from it?
Immediately during the session.
During the session. And what were they?
Relief. You've got a very calming effect and you're very understanding, so that sort of eases you into it. And obviously you came up with some solutions for me that were really specific to me, and I just knew immediately that it would work.
And what were your alternatives to address this problem, and why did you decide to go with me instead?
Well, in the past, I've had a life coach and I've tried therapy. And to be honest, my plan was just to keep plodding on with the coping mechanisms that I had with no real plan. And then I saw what you were offering and I kind of felt like it could really be a good thing. So just went for it.
Can you share a bit more about what you think about these coping mechanisms? Because that's been something about that I've been thinking about that and not liking because, as you know, I'm after much deeper work and not merely making things do with some coping mechanisms. Since you mentioned them, I'm curious to hear what you think of those.
Well, it depends what it is. Like, such as one thing is like just breathing. The other year, I started with anxiety attacks, and I got told by my therapist to just sort of stop and breathe and count and sort of bring myself back, which does help. But just doing that one session every time something happens doesn't actually address why it's happening. During the session, I had some breakthroughs that kind of stopped some mental blocks that were stopping me from moving forward. And then other solutions that you gave me, it's working with me and how my brain works and everything, rather than other solutions I've been given where they're just like, oh, try this. And you've like feel like you're actively having to try to do something rather than just working with yourself.
Who else have you worked with in the past, and what did and didn't work with them, and why didn't you hire them again and went with me instead?
With the coaching, I felt like I was trying too much to sort of fit into their methods, if that makes sense. So I knew that like, as much as some of the things did help me, I knew it wasn't gonna give me anything more. With therapy, I'm not a fan of like traditional therapy, and I tried the EMDR, which was all right with processing some traumas and things, but I just wasn't sure if that could give me any more either. So I knew that I needed to do something different if I was going to do anything. I kind of got a bit binned off by my therapist. We made the sessions less frequent and I couldn't make one, and they were just like, okay, bye. I originally started seeing them because I was burnt out and overwhelmed and everything and overworking. And on the last appointment, I said, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to make it. I've been too busy at work. And they were like, oh, that's great.
That's great.
Yeah. And then I never spoke to them again.
Wow.
Yeah. So that kind of made me feel that they didn't actually understand.
Why are you there? What you need? Wow.
Yeah.
It's like an alcoholic going to therapy to stop drinking, and then they calling and saying, actually, I can't make it today because I got really drunk. And they tell, oh, that's great. It's like the same thing. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds even more crazy when you say it like that.
When you say I needed something different in what way?
Just something that I hadn't thought of, or like you put an emphasis on like the mind-body connection, which obviously is a big part of life. And I saw that are you training with Gabor Mate or
Yeah.
yeah. Which I've listened to some of his stuff and it's really interesting. And I just thought I knew that you thought outside the box and yeah.
What have been your results and ahas?
Generally more relaxed. And like I had a couple of breakthroughs in the session where we took it right back to the sort of root of some feelings that I weren't aware of. And it's quite interesting how we hold on to things from the past without realizing it.
And in practical terms, what has been more relaxed allowed you to do or be or have that you weren't before?
So just settle into life and just enjoy the moment.
Be happier.
Yeah.
Okay. What specifically do I say or do that causes these breakthroughs and this success?
Well, you just get to the root of things and you don't take things at face value. You work through and get to the bottom of things, and you've obviously got a very good natural energy about you. Yeah.
Thank you. How have your personal life and performance at work improved as a result, if it's not too early to say?
Well, we're still only in January, 3 and a bit weeks on. Feel less stressed about things, and I know that everything's gonna work out, if that makes sense.
Nice. That's very nice. What's my specific genius?
You just, I feel like you've just got a unique way of looking at things, and you're very good at getting to the root of issues. And as I said, you've got a good energy and everything, and just everything combined. Just haven't known anyone like you. You're very unique.
So would you work with me again in the future?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're very effective, and what you do works, and it's efficient. It's not like I've been seeing you for an hour every week for 6 weeks. All it was a 2 hour call, which is quite amazing that you just did one call and it's made such a difference.
Nice. Worth the investment. And lastly, what would you say to someone who is on the fence about working with me?
Just do it. What have you got to lose, really? I don't know what would be holding you back. Yeah, you've got nothing to lose. You're good at what you do, so there's no reason not to trust you. And what you give isn't what anyone else does. Like I don't know anyone who does what you do and the way you do it.
And how that benefit them?
By getting results that they're not going to get from seeing someone every week for a million weeks in therapy, or some silly coach that's making them jump upside down and run around and do silly things. What you do actually works.
And a last question. What kind of results when you say results?
Well, it depends what they're wanting to get out of it. I'm sure whatever issue they've got individually, someone looking to sign up, I'm sure we'll be able to help pretty much anything, like with myself with the stress and everything. But yeah, any results like what I've had with the reduction of stress and not feeling that crushing overwhelm or anything, and understanding the sort of root of my issues and getting back in tune with my body.
Just to clarify, when you say reduction of stress, you mean not just you were relaxed for the session, but actually you've experienced lower stress ever since?
Yeah, lower.
Understand this correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. And being, what did you say, more trusting and just more chilled and
Yeah.
okay. Well, good. Thank you very much. for this. It was a pleasure working with you, and it will be a pleasure to work with you again.